Great. Perfect. Okay, John Linus, have a good one, my friend. You are always welcome. Everybody is welcome. Okay, so our first position comes from a game played between Peter Leku and David Navarra. David Navarra from the Czech Republic, and Peter Leku is from Hungary. Okay, so let's just start with a simple definition. Okay, an outpost is defined as a square on the enemy side of the board, okay, where one of your pieces could go to, and it cannot be chased away by a pawn. Okay, this is what a proper outpost is called. Okay, so if it cannot be chased away, if your piece cannot be chased away by a pawn, then it is a good outpost. So in this position, can anybody find me an outpost for white? See if you guys are still awake, if you guys are still with me. Stay with me, Jimbo, stay with me. My name is Ned. Get down. You got to get down. We got to get to the chopper. We got to get to the chopper. I'm getting a lot of messages. Oh, it's just my battery apparently. So, can someone find me an outpost for white? Just think about the definition. Hey, Slaughter88. Well done. Perfect, Slaughter. Good, guys. Lava lamp. Exactly. Beautiful little outpost right there. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So, of course, a knight would love to go to that square eventually, but of course we have to build it up, right? This looks like a nice outpost, but unfortunately, of course, it can be chased away. Not immediately, but it could be chased away in certain circumstances. Okay. So, very, very important. Okay. So c6 is definitely the target for white. Okay, so the game begins. First of all, if we just look at the rest of what's going on here, right? So we have this pawn structure in the center is pointing this way. Okay, another nice little interesting things for you guys to just always remember that in very specific openings, so this looks like a King's Indian almost, right? In a lot of openings, you can look at the central pawns and see which way they are pointing, and that will tell you on which side of the board you're supposed to be playing. So the black pawns are angled towards the king side, whereas the white pawns are angled towards the queen side. So white wants to play on the queen side, black wants to play on the king side. This is the general norm here. General. Not always the same, but of course, this is the general norm. So, King's Indian, typical, we're going to play f5, and of course, white will try and play, stuff like this to get his knight to c6, and so on and so forth. So let's see how white goes about his game here. Black starts, and he plays f5. Okay? So we get the battle going. White's first move is knight c4 immediately. So he gets the knight in here, trying to get the knight in here eventually. Probably a little bit more accurate here from white would have been to just play rook b1, just to take over the open file. Okay? The previous lesson was on open files, so if you missed it, you can just go to our YouTube channel and you will be able to check out the open file Middlegames stream that I did. There is the link for the YouTube channel. Okay. So he plays knight c4, which is obviously also perfectly okay. And after pawn takes, bishop takes, he plays rook a7. Now, I would have preferred to play rook b8. I don't know why he doesn't. I mean, it just takes over the open file. Again, a very weird decision here from black. This is why I wanted white to play rook b1 first, so that rook b8 was not possible. This would make a lot more sense. Even bishop f5 here, not bad at all here for black. Obviously finishing his development, and now obviously being able to connect the rooks here, all the major pieces, to control and or fight for the open b file. But he plays rook a7. A very, very, very strange move, to be honest, but okay. We'll see where it goes, right? So now rook b1 happens, finally, taking the open file. Happy-go-lucky there. And he plays rook c7, attacking the knight on c4. Okay. White doesn't do anything crazy here. He just defends it, plays queen b3. Now there's also multiple other reasons why queen b3 is interesting, by the way. It also helps protect here, and it also gives us weird ideas like this with d3 check when the queen obviously discovered attacks. So it gives us some weird little threats all over the show as well. Okay, same with if I get a knight here now, if you take, I can take, and it would be check. So the queen on b3 goes to a very interesting square where there's a lot of potential for the queen to get some sort of discoveries. Okay, if you guys have questions or you would like to look at other moves or anything like that, you can just ask. I don't bite unless you want me to. Girls, if that's a thing, you know, I'm open to it. Okay, so yeah, so just ask questions if you guys have questions. Okay, otherwise I'm just gonna, you know, try and explain the lesson as best as I can. Okay, so queen b3, great move. He plays bishop f5 now. Could have done that much earlier, right? And then he would have been able to play rook b8 now against queen b3. So white now plays, takes the bishop. Do you like trans? Stuff Pink L, do you have, you know, you always have to ask these funky questions, don't you? Don't you, huh? That's a tough question to answer, Stuffed Pink L. I would say no, but then again, it depends. It depends, okay? It depends. It depends. Have you ever watched the series called Sense8? Because there is a trans woman, and for her, yes. just putting it out there. If that was what a trans woman looked like, then probably yes. Okay, so now we get rid of the knight here on f4. Okay, and the reason is because you cannot play bishop takes back, because otherwise knight takes here, which is the threat I pointed out when the queen went here. Okay, so again, if you play bishop takes, then knight c takes e5. Whenever you play back here, I can play d6 check and win your rook. Okay, so if you take back with the bishop, I still just take with this knight now, and if you go here, I go check, and of course I win the rook. So that would be bad for black. Okay, so he has to take with a pawn now. Okay, now exactly, Stuff Pink Al, exactly. So, you know, that kind of stuff wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me at all. Exactly, wouldn't bother me at all. Now, the position has changed. So, I ask you, where is another interesting outpost square for white now? See if you can find the new outpost square that has arisen from this position. So previously we had c6, we still do, of course. But where is the new outpost square as well now? Let's see if we can give you guys a little time to just find the outpost square while I reply to my mommy, who apparently has gone to bed. Sup, Lord of Puzzles? Hey, nice one. Slaughter says e6. Beautiful. I agree, Slaughter. Well done. e6. And yeah, b6 can definitely become an outpost eventually, right? If we can maybe even play a5, and then e6 could become a nice outpost as well. Hearthstone, welcome, by the way. You know, if you guys are new to the show, give us a follow on Twitch. Hearthstone, remember the following, right? Okay, knight d4 is a good square, of course, but it's not an actual outpost. You know, the easiest way... the easiest way to look at an outpost is that you want it to be usually in the opponent's camp. Okay, so we want it on this side of the board for the outpost, okay? So d4 is not the outpost. Unless you just meant that you wanted to play your knight to d4. I apologize then, Hearthstone. Hi, the Ancient Gamer. Okay, but yes, Now we have these two outposts, and as Daheist says, maybe we can create b6 as an outpost as well. Welcome to the show, Daheist. So he plays bishop takes. Okay, first he gets rid of the bishop because now the square becomes much easier to occupy. Okay, so knight takes, and now he plays knight to a5 because of course this knight's going here, right? This knight can eventually hopefully go here. Okay, so he plays queen d7, knight pops in anyway, and queen f7. So white to play. How does white now continue to take advantage of these beautiful outpost squares that he has? Nothing fancy, he just gets in there and gets the jobby done. So white to play. How does white now continue on with this idea that we had with our outposts? Any suggestions there? It's very, very quiet. Everybody is like taking notes. Huh? Everybody's like, like we're learning right now, guys. Take notes. Okay, Slaughter is on fire. Nice one, Slaughter 88. So rook e6, right? So the rook can take that outpost as well. Why not? I mean, it's lovely. Yeah, no. Jason, no. We want to take over our outpost squares here, Jason. Okay, so c6 was our first outpost. We got the knight there already. e6 is our next outpost square, so we go plonk a rook on it, which is perfect. Okay, so we just put the rook on the square. Boom. He can't chase it away. He can't play knight here because the d6 pawn. So the knight has to defend that. So he can't chase it with a knight. It's impossible. Okay, and if he plays here, we just double, of course. We just replace it. So rook e6 is a great move, yes. We don't have to worry about any sacrifices here because the queen also defends e6. We don't have to worry about that. So rook f to c8 now. And after rook b to e1, just defending the rook as well again. Plays bishop f8 to defend the pawn because now we can play knight g6, g7 I mean. Yeah, the ancient gamer, yes, it does overload the pawn, right? But also you have to remember that, you know, if the pieces are adequately defended, then it's still okay, right? So here we are protecting e6 with our rook and queen, so this never is an actual option. Okay, so that's why we don't have to worry about that stuff. But you are right, it is something we have to be careful of course. Okay, so now white goes knight g5. It's quite mean, right? Because of course, I mean, what the hell do you do here now? The knight is now getting ready for its debut on e6 here as well. So knight g5. Queen goes to d7. No, ancient gamer, that's very, very correct of you though. You know, it's something that one has to be very, very wary of. So I agree with you. It's a good question. It is a good question. So now he plays find me a weakness in Black's camp. Okay, so we've done great now. We have the open file, we have the outposts, okay, we have the beautiful protection here. How does white continue here? Oh, let me just go back a little. I just wanted to show you if he played rook b7, then you would just play queen d3, which would just attack this pawn. If he tries to defend it, then knight d2. Okay, and now with knight d2, so Daheist, you pointed out b6 is an interesting outpost, right? So now it could definitely be an interesting outpost with here, here, and knight here. When these knights will be dominating these rooks, okay? All the squares will be dominated. Okay. So these rooks will look terrible. So yes, so this is exactly where you would make b6 a nice outpost by running in here. Okay. But that's not what happened in the game. He played bishop f8, giving you the g5 square. And after this, what does white play now? White now targets weaknesses. What is a big weakness for black right now? See if you guys can spot the big fat weakness that black has right now. That's true. A6 is one of them. Yeah. Very true. What else? Well spotted, Daheist. By the way, Daheist, do us a big favor and just give us a follow on Twitch. If you're watching from Lichess right now, you will see at the bottom of the Lichess video, there is a twitch.tv/chess doctors in red text. If you click on that, then it'll take you to the Twitch page where you can follow us, where you will also be able to see our schedule. You can see all the videos that we do and all kinds of extra stuff. Yeah. Aha, slaughtered. Great. So f4 is also a very, very fat, bad weakness, right? If you attack a6, then you can still defend it with rook a8. But how does he follow? Oh, sorry, Deus, are you Mandrum or something? What's your nickname there? Knight attack king. Not quite yet, Prabby or Grabby. He's a grabby pawn. Are you a grabby pawn? So yeah, f4 is the weakness. So what do we play if we want to hunt down f4? What is the most logical move? Because the king side also looks a little weak. There we go. There's the follows.
The force will be with you. Always.
The BB99 and Dayhiest. Why do you have to pick such a tough name there? Queen c4. This is interesting.
Always.
The force will be with you always. I'm trying to see if I can be as sneaky as possible here. You're addicted to sour candy. I haven't had candy in a long time, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. I have not had candy in quite some time. Jason, be very careful of using your rooks right now because they're already doing a fantastic job. Okay, so this guy is fantastic. This guy's great. This guy's great. This guy's great. So the only piece that we still want to use is this one. Okay, now Queen c4, by the way, I guess would win a pawn, right? But there is a better move for white purely because he wants to attack the king side as well. Thanks, Grabby. Grabby, may the force be with you always. Thanks for the follow there, buddy. Okay, so the better move here, by the way, is actually Queen f3. It's evil as all hell because now, of course, the queen has all kinds of options getting in here as well. So lots of big problems for him to have to deal with. Okay, if you win Queen c4, by the way, then possibly we could play Knight g5. Trying to see if I can still get in here, right? Like bam! Like bam bam! Knight g5? Maybe, what do we play? Rook f6 possibly? Is there any interesting sacrifices that I can finally do here? Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, sorry, here now this. Yes, this is what I was looking. Yeah, but Queen c4 also opens you up to a little bit of a sneak counterattack. So here. Oh, it's check. Sorry, my bad. It's check. Okay, so I can't take it, huh? Huh. Interesting. Oh, can I not play here? Sorry, bishop e7. That's what I had planned to do. Because your queen's hanging. Bishop e7, actually. Bishop e7. No, it doesn't work, Hearthstone, because of the same problem. After queen c6, your knight's pinned. So now, if you take... Oh, I guess it's check still, huh? Good lord. So maybe I can't do this. Here? Yeah, okay. So I don't have that. So what do I play Oh, what if I just go back here? That was the good question. What if I go back here? What if I go back here? No, rook e7, maybe. Rook e7? But if he takes... You see, now it's not so great. Oh, it's check as well still, huh? Interesting. Rook goes back here. What if I just move my queen now? Queen goes here. There. Yeah, it's check. Exactly, Slaughter, exactly. Yeah, Hearthstone, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, Hearthstone. So, yeah, there we go, Hearthstone. So he would just move his queen, right? So you just lose an exchange here. So rook e7 would not be good enough. Okay. But rook f6 looks very strong. Right? If you go knight e4 with a little cheeky attempt here, do we have the time to listen to you whine? Knight e4, you say, huh? It's interesting. It is interesting. Do I have this shot now? No, you still have check, right? Yeah, so this is a problem. No, wait. Maybe this is still okay. King goes here now. Because I'm attacking your queen, right? So if you take me, I take you, and I think this is still okay. Yeah, this is still okay for white. So knight e4 looks a little bit tricky, the BB. Knight e4 looks a little bit tricky because maybe knight takes c6 can work here. Because now if you take this way, I can take here. It looks ugly. No way. Yeah, no, that also doesn't work because of check, huh? This is ugly, right? Okay. Whew, this is ugly. Hey, ace of spades, what's up? So maybe knight e4 is strong. Maybe you're right. Maybe knight e4 is very, very strong.
The Force will be with you.
Thank you, Hearthstone. Thanks for the follow, buddy. Hey, Gabriel. Oh, I'm glad you missed me, Gabriel. I'm so happy. Yeah, 94 is interesting, I will admit. It is interesting. But maybe I could just go back here? You know, without doing anything too crazy. What if I just go back? Hey, Heister! Did you get the name right now? Are you happy about your name being correct now? No, Mercury, knight takes e6 is a problem, right? Because there was a check here. That is what white's threatening. But what if I just play knight g5 and just defend it again? Because now, of course, his pawn's not hanging. I guess you could take this pawn, right? But now if you take this pawn, I can play here. Okay. Because, of course, as the ancient gamer pointed out earlier, we have to be careful of the pawn being overloaded. So very well spotted, ancient gamer, and that's something you have to constantly be aware of as you go on in this position. Okay, so now after this, of course, if you take, I just take. Of course, you don't have a check because I can just take with a queen. So that wouldn't work. So I think queen c4 is a little bit weaker than just queen f3. Because with queen f3, of course, you get out of all the issues, there's no more threats, and you're just threatening to win the pawn. How does he save that pawn? Okay, he tries knight g7, which is what happened in the game. But after rook f6, we now just have rook takes f4 as well. Okay, if you go knight back here, I just play here. Because of my knight being a lovely little nuisance, right? Okay, so after rook f6, the guy tried rook e8. But after takes, rook takes f4, rook b7, rook e4. Queen c8 and g4, and black decided to resign. I mean, it is just busted anyway, right? I mean, he's completely screwed. There's really, it just looks really terrible. You know, after we play something like now, again we play rook f4, we play knight here and knight f6. What if black plays knight d4? When? You want to go... No, knight d4 is not possible because of knight. Sorry, the knight protects, huh? Highest. Then knight protects d4 square, okay? So you can't go there. So you cannot do that. You can't do that, sir. I refuse to let you do that. Okay, excellent. So yeah, so after he played knight here, rook f6, no way to hold on to this pawn. He tried to swap off some pieces to relieve some pressure. But after rook here, queen, g4, just making sure that your knight's dead, okay, has nowhere useful to go to. Your bishop's dead, nowhere useful to go to, and your king is going to be happy on g2. It doesn't do anything. You just lose a knight for absolutely nothing. Here, I take it. What, rook c1? What does that even do? It doesn't do anything. You're threatening absolutely nothing. I can go back. If you take, I just take. I mean, now you're just down a whole piece for nothing. So, it doesn't work. You don't have any real threat here. So, my knight just goes back to c6, and I'm happy as all hell. Up a piece, nice and easy game. Okay. So again, in the final position, he resigns here because, as I point out, the king is going to sit on g2. Okay, these pieces have nowhere to go to. So even if you have the open file here, easy game for you after rook f4, knight goes here, knight goes here. And you fall apart, I say. You fall apart. Yeah, Floyd, I know. Leko, right? Droku, right? Draws are bad. Okay, kids. Draws are really bad. Don't you, draws? Don't be like Peter Leko. Okay, kids? Okay? Draws are bad. Okay, cool. So that was obviously these are a little bit more complicated positions of how to exploit outposts. Okay? They're not that easy to play. But again, here it's just a patience game, right? We see the outpost, it's never going away, so we slowly build up and we take over the outpost. Okay. Hey, Photon Man, what's up? So, I still have another example as well. So we'll do one more. A blind. It's not a bind, it's a blind. Okay? They call it a blind. A blind bind. Yeah, I said draws, not drugs. Come on, Photon. I made this chess appropriate, okay? Draws are bad. Okay. Okay, kids. Okay, so here's our new position. First, I want you guys to tell me where is the outpost. Actually, there's two. So I want you to give me the two outposts for white. Ugh! And then maybe give me one for black as well. Thanks, Ifan. I'm glad you enjoyed it, buddy. We'll be very happy to see you around again. Okay? It's our goal to teach all of you how to play proper chess. Okay? B6, D6. There's one more that you're missing as well then. If you want to count B6, then there's another one you're missing as well. That's interesting, Dr. Hack. It's because it's Apple, okay? Apple just screws with you and it refuses to let you go. Okay, so B6 and D6, but there's one more then. If you're going to count B6 the highest. Yeah, there we go. I am R2. Thank you. Good job. Okay. That's nice little outposts. Okay, so these are your outpost squares as white. Give me an outpost square for black. Hi, I am R2. Welcome to the show. So again, I just keep on reminding you, if you're watching from Lee Chess, come and give us a follow on Twitch. E4 is not an outpost, Photon. It's not an outpost. If you listened to my definition, thank you, I am R2. Perfect. That is the outpost for black, right? An outpost, Photon, is better described as a square on the enemy side of the board. Okay, alright. So, of course, e4 is not on the enemy side of the board. Okay. So, we're only really looking at squares on this side of the board. Okay. So, these are the ones I'm looking at. Just so you know. So, that's why we decided that these are great. And, of course, this one is interesting. But, again, it's not on this side of the board. You know what I mean? So, d5 is not that much of a problem. Okay. No worries. No worries, folks. I know you weren't here, actually, for the definition. So... in the time of Nick. Not in the nick of time, huh? But in the time of Nick. I like that username. Whoever that is, in the time of Nick. Love your nickname. Very, very clever. Okay. So yeah, so these are our target squares. Nice one, Stuffed Pink Owl. Well done. Woohoo! Where's the confetti? Even my knight. Wait. Stuffed Pink Owl. I have a present for you. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Look, Stuffed Pink Owl. This guy is for you. He says, "Well done, Stuffed Pink Owl. You're amazing. Good job." See, even the dog was happy for you. Okay. Mashtor. Hello, Mashtor. Yeah, exactly, Mashtor. Exactly. That's why I don't really care about the d5 square as well. Yeah, it is on the opponent's side, but it's not the other way around. Oh, no, Bobby, you stay right here. Give me kisses. My puppy kisses. Ooh, hello. Attack them, my boy. Eat them all, my boy. Attack formation. Show them your teethies. Everybody. Good boy. Okay, big boy, come sit. Come sit, boy. Okay, please. Will you sit for daddy? Now he's like, okay, I'll sit on you. Hi, inner mirror. So again, inner mirror. Of course, it is technically an outpost, but the only outpost that we are particularly concerned with. Hi, Helm's Knight. The only outpost that we are particularly concerned with as a player, right, is in the opponent's side of the board. Okay, so if we're white, from 5th, 6th, 7th rank, and if we're black, from 4th, 3rd, and 2nd rank. Okay. Okay, so these are our outpost squares that white wants to focus on. Okay, so it's white to play. What does white play first? What does white play first? For those of you who don't know, by the way, Helm's Knight is also a streamer. She is a female streamer. Helm's Knight, by the way, Helm's Knight, I was told that I need to, that we have to do a duet at some point, maybe. And I mean actual singing, Helm's Knight. So we might have to do a little duet at some point if you're game. Just throwing it out there. Okay, just casually tossing it out there. Okay, Helm's Knight. Yes, knight e4. Okay, so we start with the obvious, right? So we play knight e4. Why do we play knight e4? Ah, there we go, Helm's Knight. Awesome. Okay, cool. Great. I'll even let you pick the song. Okay, find us a nice duet, and I'll do it. Of course, no problem, Helm's Knight. No problem. Why do we want to play knight e4? What is the plan? What is the two different plans that we have here as white immediately? Let's see if you guys can find what is white threatening right now. Let's say it was white to play right now. What would white play? Can I play ZH? What is ZH? I have no idea what ZH is. Did you mean CH? Like Crazy House? Because I suck at Crazy House, and she's good at it. I know she is. Okay, but knight d6, of course, the bishop will just take, right? So that's not useful. Okay. Yeah, but still, this is also not useful because you can just take it, right? So if we want to play here, we need to get rid of the bishop. So what would white play if it was white to play right now to get rid of that bishop? There we go. Gabriel in the house, jamming it with good noise there. Exactly. So we're threatening to play bishop g5 to get rid of the dark square bishop so we can play knight d6. Excellent, excellent. So black cannot allow that to happen. Okay. So black plays h6. He says, no, access denied, sir. Okay. Now, he plays bishop e3. Why does white play bishop e3? Because now he wants to go here. Okay. That is what he wants to do. Nope. Helm's Knight. Nope. Nice try. Do you want to know what my rating is on FIDE? Should I guess I could do that. I could make a FIDE account for me, maybe. Yeah, everybody knows already. You can just ask everybody in the channel. They know. Okay. So yeah, so now we just reintroduce the idea, right? So bishop a3 and g5 gets played. Yeah, Mar knows what the default answer is. Yeah, so Helms, whenever anybody asks that question, we always say 3,000. F-aid. The F-aid account. The F-aid account. Well, Helm's Knight. You must remember that it's pronounced different in different languages. Okay? You have to remember that it's pronounced different in different languages. And because I am from South African, we would say FIDE, not FIDE. I know that people would say FIDE, but for Dutch, German, people like us, we would say FIDE. Gabriel. Good question, Gabriel. Okay, Gabriel, what you have to remember in this position, by the way, is that black doesn't have any good moves. I dare you. No. Gabriel, you don't change your plan here. Okay. Okay? You don't want to change your plan here. You want to focus on what you've been giving in the position, Gabriel. Okay? B7 is a weakness, so this is why it's imperative that you get something to either one of these squares. Yeah, Hamzat, I would be happy to do that. We can sing a duet song for everybody just because it'll be shit funny. And we could do hand and brain as well, Hamzat. I would be very happy to do that. So Gabriel, by the way, black is struggling to find counterplay. And because black is struggling to find counterplay, you have all the time in the world to build up and find the right places for your squares. Okay? You're going to see how bad black's position is and how black is going to show you that he doesn't have an active plan. Okay. Gold Lich King, it depends on what you mean. But yes, the answer is yes. If you want to have a FIDE or FIDE rating, then of course you have to play in a tournament and you have to be, associated with them. I think right now, if you want to get a rating in FIDE, then your country has to at least be associated with them, of course. Okay. So the game continues, knight to d2. And he plays queen g6. Now, of course, you can't play here. Because, of course, it's being attacked, right? So white just cool, calm. Let me grab another drink and I'll find all business. Okay, I am for Archu. I am Archu. I'm ready for you, baby. Let's do this. I'm ready for you. Okay, so he plays f3, defending the knight so he can play here. Black plays rook c to d8. And now knight c4. Okay. Now what does black play now to prevent the move knight d6? Yeah, Floyd, f3 is perfectly fine. f3 does multi-purpose work. f3 defends and also prevents any g4 moves. Okay. Nice and happy. He's a cool, calm, and collected chap, this one. He's a right old cool, calm, and collected chap. He's not hasty. Okay. Right. So, if you're going to make a move like this, right, you've got to think about how do you stop your opponent's threats. So, black was thinking, maybe I could try and play g4, but white plays f3 and prevents him from doing so. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, so you just guessed it. Okay, good. Knight b5, right? So knight b5 prevents a piece from going to d6. Okay. So that is a good move. Because, of course, nothing can chase away the knight, right? Okay. So great defensive maneuver here from black. So it looks like black has finally managed to control everything. So, queen e3. Say what now? I don't see why keep threatening d6. Sorry, Gabriel. It's just a very good outpost to have and attack b7. Okay, that's it. That's it. I mean, what else are you gonna do? What you outposts are extremely important to just take a stance where you can obviously threaten a lot of squares. Okay, this is the only reason why an outpost is great. Okay, it's a beautiful spot for a knight to be. Okay, it controls a lot of the squares of the rooks. Okay, exactly. It restricts the rooks massively. Okay, it attacks this pawn. It restricts a lot of squares. Okay, so this is why we want to try and get to. Okay, inner mirror. I can do that. I can do that. That's not a problem. So that is why we are trying so hard to get to d6. Yes, exactly, Gabriel. Octopus Knight is not in itself a winning thing. But of course it restricts black's pieces even more. And then you can start working on another weakness. Okay. So I am Archu says knight c5. No, I am Archu. No. Because if you play that now... Not convinced about it yet. I'm trying to see if I can find a way to make that work. Nah. I don't think that that's going to work now. The reason why I don't like knight c5 right now, I am Archu, is that if you play knight c5 right now, I take with a knight, you take with a pawn, I play rook d5. And then I double, and it actually is very, very solid for black. Okay. So that is something that you have to be aware of. That's why black played rook d8, is because now he wants to go to d5. It's a puppy. It's a big fat puppy. He really wants to go outside. Okay, I'll give you guys a little think time here. I'll give you guys a little think time here, and I'll quickly let the dog out. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now we have a happy puppy. Okay, so Somebody asked again. Okay, let me just show you the variation. Okay, so knight c5. Okay, you guys wanted to look at knight c5. Okay, I am fortunate you said knight d6. So look at this. Okay, here, here, and rook here. Now, if you go here, then of course I can take here. This is the problem. You start running into counterplay. Okay, so you start running into counterplay, which you don't want. You don't want counterplay here. Black has nothing to do in this position. Okay. Who was this? Sorry, bro. Jomilurfsa. You have to be. Only certain links are allowed in this channel, of course. Okay. Here, by the way, we drop back. Okay. You guys are correct with the idea of playing knight c5, but you only want to play it when you can play this takes, because that would keep your pawns nice and solid. Okay, otherwise there's always rook d5 ideas to keep nice and pretty here. Okay, so you want to play knight c5, but you have to build it. You have to build it slowly. Okay, so again, we can build. We have all the time on the planet here. Okay, this knight's not going anywhere. It has to stick here. This knight has no, sorry, has no squares. It's not going anywhere. Okay, it has to stay here. Bishop has nowhere useful to go to. It has to stay here. So every piece here, the rooks have nowhere to go to. They all have to stay stuck. Archmage, what's up? So try to exchange bishop and operate queen along dark squares. You don't have to operate with your queen on dark squares, Archmage. You can use your pieces. But yeah, you have to slowly build it all. You have to slowly build everything. Okay, so here is what white first plays. He plays rook c to d1. Why? Because he wants to defend this pawn. Okay, step one, he wants to make sure that this pawn never gets under any fire. Okay, because of course the rook is here and the knight's here. So he's protecting the pawn. Okay. Hey, Thamgaret. How are you, my friend? How is everybody today? Okay, so he's slow. He really slows it down. And now, by the way, I'm going to show you exactly how black has absolutely no plan in this game. Okay, he proves my theory here that he has no plan. And black's a GM, by the way. This is a GM. Okay, this is a 2600, almost a 2700 playing against a 2500 GM. Here's what black does. King h8. Okay. White plays rook d3. Now he wants to double his rooks. Okay. Continuously building pressure, defending d4, and so on and so forth. Watch what black plays. King g8. This is from a real game. Okay. Black seriously moves his king up and down. King h8, king g8, king d... The whole time. The whole time. Because black has nothing to do in the position. Absolutely jack squat nothing. So white just slowly builds up. Okay, he wants to get b4 played, and then he wants to play knight here at the right time. Okay, so he just builds. Rook f to d1. Nothing fancy. King goes to h8, and now he plays queen e1. So the queen now defends the b4 push. Okay. Black goes king g8. As I pointed out, black has nothing better to do. He can't find an active plan. So black says, I'm going to sit here and you have to break through. Because if you can't, then I'm just going to keep on sitting here. So white plays b4. Finally, black plays king here. And now, white realizes, of course, that if he tries to... Let me just see this. Oh, yes. Now, if there's knight c5, of course, there's a tactic, right? Yeah, Floyd. Yeah, you're right? I mean, it's so sad. Black has nothing to do. Okay. Now, white plays rook b3, by the way, because now if you play knight c5, then after knight takes, b takes, you can play bishop takes c5 because of the obvious attack. Okay. So there's a tactic. So he has to avoid the tactic. So now he plays rook b3. Now the rook defends the pawn, which means the queen will be able to move now because the queen was defending the pawn. Okay, so the rook defends the pawn. And of course, the rook also gets itself on to b7 when he takes back with the pawn after knight c5. Okay, so he's slowly building. He's slowly, cool, calm, and collecting, building this position up to play knight c5. Okay, so the game continues. King g8. Black has nothing better to do. Queen e2. Now the problem was that if you play knight here, I take, pawn takes, and queen here. Okay, that was a bit of a spot of bother there. Okay, so that is what he could have run into as well. So he's trying to be careful not to fall into any counterplay for black. That's it. That's literally it. No counterplay for you. That's all he says. Okay. So he goes queen e2. And hi, Helm's Knight again. Now he goes queen e2 to defend this square. Of course, you can't go queen c3, right? So, you know. So queen e2 defends c2 now. Okay? So we're just slowly building. Super slow building. Helm's Knight, you missed the dog. You missed my dog. You know? I know you would have loved the dog. You look like the kind of person who would love dogs. In the future, I think I'll get a dog cam. Just so the doggy can run around and, you know, do little tricks for you guys and attack me, because that's what he loves to do. When he wants to play, he attacks me. And he is not a small dog. He's a big dog. He's a very big dog. So, yeah. Oh, okay, Helm's not good. You did see him. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the queen now defends c2, so now knight c5 is again possible. King goes to h8 here again. Yeah, literally. Helm's Knight, check this out. Black goes king, 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 king. Black literally does nothing in the position. Black just moves his king up and down because he has nothing better to do. And this is a GM. This is a GM playing because black has nothing to do. So now, earlier, I am Archu. You pointed out we will play bishop f2. So he does play bishop f2 now. Okay, still just building. Okay, bishop f2 gets out of any tricks here. Now, of course, he's defending this knight. There's no tricks anywhere. And after king g8, he plays king h1. Now just avoiding any g4 tricks as well. And now, finally, after king h8, he is ready to play knight c5. Okay, so of course we can't play knight d6 anymore, but if we can get a pawn here, then of course we can plonk it in there. Okay, so he goes knight c5, knight takes, and pawn takes. Now black plays rook d5. As I pointed out, this is pretty much his only real move once you have played knight c5. Now the knight goes to d6. Now Gabriel, you'll notice that if he allows this to happen, of course, right? If he takes with either one of these pieces, we're going to have a super strong protected pass pawn on d6, which is going to obviously create problems for him. Okay, so this is why we would like to have this happen. Okay, so he doesn't. Here, what can he play to defend the pawn? It's crazy that white's dark squared bishop is actively defending his weak backward d4 pawn. Yeah, exactly, Archmage, exactly, right? Because the dark squared bishop doesn't do shit. It does nothing, right? It does absolutely nothing for his position. Okay, so let's look at a couple of options. If we take here, what would we play as white? Just out of interest, which way do we take? Also note that the rook is trapped, by the way. Yeah, in a mirror, exactly. Rook b8 would be a way to defend. I agree with you completely. But in this position, if he takes, what pawn do we take back with and why? It's not the easy question to answer, actually, is it? There we go. So c takes, yeah, I like c takes. So c takes, okay. And now, of course, the rook on d5 is looking a little awkward as well. But the game is still not really over, is it? I mean, you still have to play here. And the interesting thing here, by the way, well, how do we continue from here if we play c takes? How do we continue? What's the plan? And why would we prefer e takes then? So that's what we need to decide on here. If we play pawn takes, c takes, how do we continue? What is the plan to continue on here? Hello there, Dan. I would take the e pawn because could attack the e pawn. Okay, cool, perfect. That's completely sensible, right? Okay. Helm's Knight. Okay, I like this idea, right? Because of course now you can try and play against the e pawn, right? Okay, that makes complete sense. But how are you planning on attacking it enough? That is a problem. True, he could try and play black, but he can try and play e5 here as well. Also definitely possible. So how do you continue to attack e6? If you play here, then rook here, then what? Yeah, Archmage, the pass pawn basically just makes white, black's position very passive in general. So it doesn't particularly matter. That's the issue. Queen d3, rook e2. So what though? So you maybe want to try and pile up with a rook, right? The problem is just that we have to continuously defend this stupid thing, don't we? Yeah, exactly. D4 is hanging the whole time, right? So it's still not that easy. Floyd, I like this idea as well. Queen e4 ideas are very, very interesting, by the way. Very, very interesting to attack here. Queen e4 is a very, very cool idea. I like that idea from you. I like it. Yes, Queen e4, exactly. That's what we're going to go for in this position. Because then the queen will have to go back. He can't take, of course, because otherwise the rook is trapped. Important. Okay, so yes, Queen e4 is what we're looking for as white here. Okay, and then we might even want to open up the king side. We might have to do something a little bit more entertaining here. Okay. So, you know, let's say, I don't even know what black's going to play, to be honest. Let's go back here just because it was funny. Queen here, and now let's say go here. Now, of course, the queen's doing a great job of helping defend, right? So now we could play here. And after rook e8, how do we continue is the question. How do we continue? Yeah, but you can't play here, right? Because of course then he takes. So you can't play rook b to e3. You can't play it. It's not possible, sir. Because you need to defend your d4 pawn, Dan. Yeah, yeah, there we go. You spotted it. You spotted it. Good job. You did it. You want to know how we're going to play now? Now, yes, there we go. Floyd. My man Floyd. My man Floyd doing the job here. Doing it real good. Okay, kids. You'd like to play here and here, okay? Cause draws are bad. Okay, draws are totally bad. So we want to try and win here, okay? So we play rook here, maybe I say, just to keep a defense and defense. And then we go here and here, okay? Because now your bishop will be doing a great job at defending and attacking at the same time. Okay? Remember, kids, draws are bad. Okay, yeah, so we will just, again, we have to continuously, slowly build. We play queen e4, we play rook d3, we go here, and then we play h4 possibly. You know, we continuously build the position. Okay, that is how we're going to have to try and win this game. Queen g4 here would also be interesting, okay? But again, you're going to have to protect this pawn more so you can move the bishop and get it here. That is going to be the target square now. e5 is a beautiful square for you to get your bishop to. Okay, that is now the new outpost. Boom. Okay, so let's go back. Unfortunately, black didn't play it this way. Black could have played, as Inner Mirror suggested, rook b8, which definitely would have still been, you know, it's passive. Don't get me wrong, it's really passive, okay? But it is still his best option. So now something like queen e4 would happen as well, again, because again, you still can't take because the rook is trapped. Game over that poor rookie. Okay, so queen e4. And of course, now he has this weird situation. Like, let's say he goes here. It's not pretty, but, you know, it's definitely possible. Now we still have to find a way to continue on building in this position. Okay, so it's not entirely just GG. I guess here we can play king h2 because then we threaten g4 and his queen's trapped. that's just funny. That's really sad, but funny. Okay, so eventually he's going to have to take. Eventually. But now black tries to get fancy here, and this is where it all comes apart. You can't play g4 immediately because, you know, you can take. So king h2 first, yeah. There we go. Exactly. Helm's Knight's correct, yeah. So Dan, you can't play g4 straight away because then the queen would be able to take on h3. Remember about the consequences of a pawn moving. The consequence of this pawn moving is that it doesn't defend h3 anymore. Okay. So now black tries bishop d8. So black's theory is that if you win my pawn, I'm going to win your pawn. Okay, this is what black's thinking. But unfortunately, it's bad because these two pawns are extremely weak now. Okay, after this one dies, the pawns on c6 and a6 become very, very bad. So knight takes, bishop goes here, sorry. Knight goes back and bishop takes a5. Okay, here we are. Now, how do we continue for white? Let's see if you guys are on the ball here. On the freaking ball. Ooh. Floyd cash. Woo! Thanks for the donation there, Florida Cash. Sneaking me closer to that $200, right? Thank you so much, Florida Cash. Okay. So how do we continue for white here? By the way, Dan, Dan1EL789, if you want to do me a big favor, give us a follow on Twitch. If you're watching on Lichess right now, all you have to do is click on the red text underneath the video where it says twitch.tv/chessdoctors. Click on that, and that'll take you to Twitch, and then you can follow us on Twitch. Rook a1. Just a little too quick, Inner Mirror. Just a little too quick. Just a little too fast. And okay, I'll show you why. If you go here, I go here. Now I'm attacking here and I'm attacking here. Yeah. Dr. Hack says the correct move. Good job, Dr. Hack. So before you go rook a1 inner mirror, you actually want to get his queen off of this diagonal. Okay, it's a very, very cool idea. Archmage and Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Archmage. Thank you guys for the follow. So you play queen e4 first, inner mirror, because of course can't take you. You just, then you just take here. Okay, so this would be terrible. Okay, if he takes, you're happy, you can take that one, but I take your rook. Okay, and now of course you're gonna go in here anyway, and things just go to hell anyway. Okay, so this doesn't work out very well for him. So queen e4. Now he doesn't want to trade off queens, so where does he go? He goes queen h5. And now, inner mirror, now the correct move for you here is rook a1. And now you're going to see the big difference here as well. Okay? Which is very, very, very cool in the situation. Now, of course, white had to see all of this in advance, which is not that easy. But I love that he did. Okay. So the game continues as follows. Bishop c3 now. Okay, of course, we're defending, right? That's the other reason why the queen wants to go here, is to defend the pawn. Okay, now you play rook takes, sorry, did he play knight? Oh, sorry, knight takes, my bad, yeah. So he plays knight takes b5. Because now if you take back, I just take your bishop. Okay, so the knight takes here, so we're removing the defender, right? This guy is defending that guy. This guy's attacking it. So we remove the defender. Boom. Now he takes your rook, though. Notice how far offside this bishop is now. This bishop, he's one material, but this bishop is just way behind enemy lines here. Okay. And the other cool thing we have to realize now is that the b file is open. And there's awesome ideas of this. Okay. So watch how this all plays in together. Now the knight goes back, he attacks c7 now. Okay, attacking here, attack here, and of course here. Black plays g4. He tries to counterattack here. But after knight takes e6, now the rook's hanging. If he takes here, by the way, you just take it. It doesn't matter because there's mate. There's big fat mate threats on the board as well here. And note that you only have a queen that's attacking. That's the only piece that's attacking. This guy can't help, this guy can't help, and he can't help. So you don't have enough pieces to try and mount a counterattack here. So after knight e6, he plays here. And now I'll leave the tactics up to you guys. White to play and absolutely annihilate black now. It's a beautiful, beautiful little position here. So it's white to play and just completely smash through here. The difference, of course, here is, by the way, is that we have 3 pieces attacking on the king side. Yes, Helm's Knight, you heard me. Tactics, baby. Let's do some tactics. Oh, Helm's Knight, you disappoint me. You are disappointing me. Okay, well, I'm sure knight here is good, of course. I'm sure, right? Why not? Like, I'm trying to understand why you wouldn't just play there, of course. Can't we play knight d6? For the cash, I mean, the knight just wants to go to e6. Ooh, CMDR with a nice little move there. Yeah, look, Helm's Knight, I'm pretty sure this wins anyway. But okay, you just want to exchange back, right? Because you're down an exchange as white already. So you just win an exchange back. It's probably still winning, of course. I mean, queen here, you take. It's probably winning anyway. So yeah. Aha. CMDR was the first one to say it there. Exactly. Knight takes g7. Obviously now, same idea. We're forking 2 pieces here. If you take it, king goes check, rook goes check. Of course, you can't block it with anything. None of them can go anywhere in here. And after king f8, what's the finishing blow? There we go. Nice one. Of course, now you can't stop all the mates. Good job. Good job. Good job, boys and girls. Queen h7. And there's obviously nothing you can do against the mates. GG. Game over. Okay. So, if Gabriel, I don't know if Gabriel is still here, but again, Gabriel had this big question about, why do we care about the outpost? Okay. First of all, I have to mention that, of course, if our opponent never makes any mistakes, then of course we can't win anyway, right? If he never blunders, we can't win. But it is much easier to make your opponent blunder if you're putting pressure on his position. So by getting a knight to c5 and a knight to d6, we put a lot of pressure on black. Okay. And by creating that pressure, we give him the opportunities to blunder. If you take someone like Magnus Carlsen, he is exceptionally good at just continuously squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, because that pressure starts to build. And if you crack, you die. Simple as that. Ask Karyakin. Okay? The Minister of Defense, you crack, you die. Okay. So that is it. After Queen h7, the game is over. So good job. It also helps that your opponent plays the same 8 moves in a row. Yeah. I must admit that is disgusting, Mar. For a GM to literally say, okay, you come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. I'm right here. Come at me, bro. I'm happy. I'm just going to sit here and you have to prove that you can win. It's ridiculous, but he wasn't necessarily wrong, right? But in the end, he cracked under the pressure. That's the whole point. So Kazimzanov here, just kept on applying the pressure, and eventually his opponent cracked. Okay, cool, guys. Yeah. So I'm gonna end the stream there. Okay. As soon as I'm done here, right now, what I'm gonna do after all the streams is obviously we will post these lessons on YouTube. Okay. So, if you guys want to come and join us on YouTube, if you missed any of the previous lessons, they are all there on YouTube. All the endgame lessons and the middle game lessons. The opening stuff that we will do will also be added soon enough, like the Gambit stuff from Dr. Hack. And, of course, also the viewer game analysis that we do for you guys will also be posted up on YouTube. Okay. So if you missed something or you missed any of the lessons, then you can go check out on YouTube. Okay, so I'm gonna do that right now for the ones that we just did now. Okay, so thanks everybody for popping in. Florida Cash, thanks for that donation there. Finding all the small that goes with, yeah, exactly, Innermer, exactly, right? And it's the same with open files, Innermer. If you missed the video on open files, then go check out on the YouTube channel. I think it was just a beginner setup on how to exploit and how to use the open file to your advantage. Okay. You are more than welcome, Mar. So I bid you all a farewell. Apparently, my pleasure, man. Florida Cash, apparently, my pleasure, man, is a bad thing to say, according to Automod. Is that because you're going to pleasure me like a man? I don't know. I'm trying to understand why, right? Okay. Yeah, Helm's Knight, come and join us in Discord if you want, Helm's Knight. If you have a Discord channel, you must let us know as well, Helm's Knight, so we can join your Discord channel as well. Our chat room in Discord. Come on, there it is. Click, 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 click. Click away, Helm's Knight, click away. Yeah, that one. If only you could, if you could angle the arrow upwards, huh, Dr. Hack? Like, we need to get like an upwards angle or something. Okay, guys. Adios, amigos. I hope you guys have a good evening. It is 5:15 a.m. Helm's Knight, then we have to hook you up, girl. We're gonna have to hook you up with Discord, man. Discord's cool. It's very cool. You'll like it. Okay, guys. That's me saying goodbye. Thanks for the follow there. A nice sneak in there. Sison. Thanks for the quick event there. Thanks, Archmage. See you guys again. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, okay? We will be back tomorrow. I will be doing more stuff tomorrow again, okay? Bye.